Hi there, good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Ranch Talk Live. I'm Mike,
I'm Erin.
and this is our Wyoming Life. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight. I know that summertime can be it's a little hard for us to do this, so I can imagine it's even harder for you guys to get here, and I really do appreciate everybody that shows up for these because they're a lot of fun. We get a chance to answer quite a few questions, talk about things that are going on around the ranch. We've got some cool stuff coming up tonight. We've been doing the giveaway for the FLIR ONE PRO. We have a winner for that we're going to announce this evening. We also have mail call that we're going to do. We've got it's kind of a self-serving mail call. We did get one package from somebody. We're going to go over that. But we also got a package for ourselves that we ordered.
Well, that's for you guys.
For you guys. So we're going to take a look at that. This mail call is actually going to be a little bit of a backwards ass mail call because 95% of the stuff that we have in mail call is going to be for you guys, if that makes sense. But anyway, thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. Barbara's here, Barbara Middleton. She comments all the time. I love Barbara. She's always got great comments for us. Lori comments all the time. Mark's here with us. Puckstopper Devo, I like that name. He must have been a goalie.
I saw Humphrey Family Holston's Ryan. Power is out sitting in the dark with storms.
And Ryan, they have their own channel, but Ryan is in Texas, and they've had some wicked, I feel like I'm from the Northeast, they've had some wicked storms up there, man.
And it's, we're under a thunderstorm watch, and it's thundering occasionally and trying to rain, so hopefully...
Yeah, they lost,
okay.
I got an alert on my phone, they lost some power somewhere north of us. Okay. So if we lose power, that's into that.
We're sorry.
And also if you see us disappear really quick, that's because we're heading down to the basement in case there's a tornado. And anybody's been following, if you watch the weather, my dad watched the Weather Channel all the time. I don't know, everybody's dad probably watched the Weather Channel, but my dad used to watch the Weather Channel all the time.
I remember when we got the Weather Channel when I was a kid. That was a huge deal in my house.
Is that like just a game changer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I can find out what's finally happening in
Tallahassee,
Florida. Yeah. I've always wanted to know what their weather looked like.
But there was a tornado. Well, last week there was a tornado north of town, north and west of town. There was 2 or 3 tornadoes that touched down.
One of them was the largest tornado in Wyoming in 30 years.
Yeah, it was an EF3. I learned about the Fujito scale this week.
Erin does research like that.
Facebook. And 7 houses were completely destroyed, and I think like 30 houses had damage, pretty substantial damage. Somebody on Facebook said they lost several chickens. A horse had to be put down because of injuries.
Could you imagine a chicken in a tornado? That's got to be like, hey, look,
fly!
I can fly! I'm gone. Yeah. Anything can fly. Hey, there goes a cow.
Yeah, so very unfortunate situation, and our hearts go out to those people that in Campbell County that were affected by those storms. The community's been great, and they're receiving lots of help, and it seems like everybody's doing okay in light of the circumstances. And then just yesterday, there was a tornado in Laramie, which is
400 miles away from us.
Yeah, it's far from us, so don't worry. But if you get on the internet and just even Google it, it was a beautiful tornado. And it was mostly in rural Laramie. I do think there were some structures and houses that were damaged, power poles and fence and stuff like that. But it was just, if you're into tornadoes and what they look like and stuff, it was a beautiful tornado. The supercell was...
There's some
very picturesque.
Yeah, some cool pictures online of it. And not that tornadoes are cool. Of course, they wreak damage, and we do feel sorry for everybody who had to deal with that. And I got so many messages when that tornado hit north of town. Are you guys okay? What's going on? And we didn't even see it, obviously.
No, we're south of town. It was north of town. We just got some wind.
Yeah.
Just like
we were under a tornado watch warning /
just thunderstorm warning.
Watch. No, we had a tornado thing here, but nothing happened.
Last week, yeah.
Last
right
week,
now we're not under a tornado watch or anything.
But I am keeping my phone handy just in case anything pops through. Then I'll get the public service announcement or whatever on the phone. So anyway, first of all, I want to thank, well, not first of all, because I've already done the first of all part. So second, third, fourth, sixth of all, I'd like to thank our moderator for coming out tonight. Nash Guy is with us from Nashville, Tennessee. Matt Fensel from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm sporting a Chicago shirt, Chicago PD right there. And Ron is with us, and Ron is from, correct me if I'm wrong, Ron, but Pennsylvania, I think.
I think so.
He'll yell at me if I'm wrong on that one. So thanks for coming and hanging out with us, guys. Somebody mentioned back there about RFD TV. Did Gilbert watch RFD
Oh,
TV?
yes.
Yeah.
Cattle auctions.
Yeah.
Remember the auction?
If they had RFD when I was a kid, my dad would have watched that like all the time
Gilbert
too.
would just turn the auction on all the time.
Really? Just watch cattle auctions?
Yeah.
Yeah. So our plan tonight is, of course, we're going to take your guys' questions. We're going to answer as many of them as we can. We're going to talk about stuff that's coming up for the ranch, stuff that we have going on, stuff that's happening with our Wyoming Life, which is kind of now, it's not separate from the ranch, but our Wyoming Life is kind of its own entity,
Well, it is,
if you
yeah.
think about it. So
There's a
we've got...
cat over
there's-
So our
hell is that
our
cat
life
doing?
our life is a disaster right now because we're busy. So there's a pile of towels sitting on the couch beside me that need to be folded, and our black cat Lucy's trying to tunnel underneath them and make a bed. She looks ridiculous. So
Whatever. There's always something going on behind the scenes.
we didn't put the cat. We usually lock the cats up during live stream because they used to like come and want to sit on our laps. So I guess she has a bed, so she's good.
Right. Quick question there: how often do you do these live streams? We do live streams every other Thursday. It does confuse people sometimes. I get a lot on Thursdays. Hey, we're going to be there tonight, and I'm like, no, we're not. You guys can hang out if you want to. But yeah, we do them every other Thursday. The alternating Thursday, Erin usually has her garden video or her cooking video or something like that. So kind of have a goofy schedule going on. We talked about doing live streams every week, but there's a weather channel.
Yeah, here's a weather channel.
I got Erin an iWatch for Mother's Day.
Severe thunderstorm warning now. We're upgraded to a warning.
Okay.
For Campbell County.
I totally forgot where I was at. Oh, we did talk about doing a live stream every week and that kind of...
We're doing a podcast every week, so if you have not...
Oh, yeah, true.
We have to record the podcast when we're done with this tonight because we didn't record it yet.
I think it'll be interesting doing a podcast right after a live stream because we're going to have so much stuff still bottled up because we can't get to everything, obviously.
Yeah, and we talk about different stuff in the podcast that we don't address here on the... What are these? Live streams. Podcasts do come out every Friday, and it's just me and Mike, and we do it after the kids are in bed, and we talk about a lot of different things that we don't talk about on here. We've talked about kind of the path that took us to the ranch.
We talked about having kids.
Having kids on the ranch,
Working and living together was our last live stream, or our last podcast. I can't keep track of what the hell we're doing anymore.
But if you like to listen to podcasts, we're on iTunes, Anchor, Google Play.
Pretty much any place you can find, except for Spotify. Spotify is a pain in the butt.
They won't pick us up.
They won't pick us up.
But if you on your smartphone, if you download the Anchor app, you can listen through Anchor, and you can leave us voicemails.
Which is cool. Nobody's done it yet.
No one's done it yet. So be the first to leave us a voicemail on Anchor, and we'll play your voicemail and answer your question during the podcast. And it's called Beyond the Ranch because it's about stuff beyond the ranch.
Beyond the ranch. Speaking of Beyond the Ranch, let's take a couple questions and then I'll try to get into what we have coming up. How's that sound?
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Sure.
So, Erin, how do you like that new watch?
I do like it. I don't really use probably it to its full potential. I like getting the alerts, and I do occasionally text, but that's about it.
You can talk into it like it was not James Bond. Who was the guy that talked into his? He had who was that? Buck Rogers? I can't remember. But
I did use the phone the other day, and because you can there's checking my email. Sorry, my phone was charging and my watch was charged, so I did use the phone the other day. It's really hard to hear on it though, but
so there's our Apple iWatch review.
I do like it.
So, how far away from town are you? Actually, not that far. We live right next to the highway, which runs out of town. So really, we're about 10, 15 minutes out of town.
Yeah.
It's kind of spread out. So if I say I'm 10, 15 minutes from town, then if I want to go to Home Depot, I have to drive another 15 minutes, but it's not that horrible. So, it's kind of nice being close to town and being pretty much the first large ranch that you come to as you're heading this way.
Yeah, pretty much. It is nice. We've got kids in school and preschool and stuff, so, that part is
Dick
nice.
Tracy. That's it. Thank you, Robert. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, more questions.
How are your crops going, Erin? That's from Elizabeth Connors.
Really good. Everything's behind. I was late putting stuff in. Tomatoes and peppers, and the high tunnel's not planted yet, obviously. And the forecast doesn't look good for putting a cover on. It's windy. And Mike's still working on end walls. So that's going to be super far behind. But the outside stuff looks good. I pulled some weeds today. The outside gardens are planted 100%, except for a little bit of room in a couple weeks to do another planting of lettuce and radishes so we can stretch out that harvest. No, but it's good. Most everything is germinated. Still waiting on like pumpkins and zucchini. They just take a while. Yeah, it's good. Weeds are growing, so plants are growing.
The weeds are growing.
Yeah, I did pull some weeds today. I need to hill potatoes, and I've been using my Haas wheel hoe like crazy. I used that today, and I didn't have a lot of time today. We were doing other stuff, and I spent, I don't know, just like 20 minutes with the Haas wheel hoe, and like I made some progress on the weeds. So, yeah, I did a little bit of hand weeding. Yeah, it's good. Everything's good. I'm happy with how things. Other than that, tomatoes are sitting in our garage and they look like crap.
Yeah.
Well,
once the high tunnel's done, then, and I've been working on the high tunnel pretty much every day.
Every day we've been working on it.
And it's been a matter of, trying to get other things done, the stuff I have to get done, and then getting into the high tunnel and kind of ignoring a few other things that probably should be done. But we're just really trying to push and get that done. A couple reasons why we're trying to get it done as quick as possible is that we are planning a vacation next week.
It's not going to happen.
Our vacation's not going to happen?
No, the tunnel.
Oh.
It's not going to happen.
It might. It won't.
It won't.
So,
and part of the problem, it could maybe be done. I doubt it. But the wind's supposed to blow 20 to 30 miles an hour Saturday and Sunday.
So, yeah.
Like, it's not.
Putting the cover over the top is not going to work.
And we talked about I could plant it at this point. We got to put drip irrigation down. But I'm not going to put. The tomatoes look like crap anyhow, but I'm not going to put them out in 30-mile-an-hour wind. So, yeah, when we get back, we'll see where we're at.
Yeah. So anyway, vacation is coming up. We're going to talk about that a little bit more later. Also, branding is just around the corner. Cows are pretty much done having calves. I've got 3 cows left to calve that I'm waiting on.
You do?
Yeah.
You know?
I know.
You've been not checking as much as you should.
Not as much as I should be, but I'm pretty sure it's 3. Might be 4. Could be 6.
We'll find out at branding.
We'll find out at branding for sure. But we'll be branding right around 150 calves at branding.
We were going to brand next week.
We were going to brand next week.
Not happening.
And so our vacation is planned Monday through...
Oh, just tell the world when we're going to be gone. Next.
Well, somebody's going to be here, trust me.
Yeah, there'll be more.
But, yeah, so
Next
we have
week we're
like
on
4 days
vacation.
of vacation, and then we would come back and go right into branding.
Yeah.
So
it's not going to happen.
that really didn't really jive. So we kicked branding back to the 20-something.
24th.
Which actually happens to be Lincoln's birthday.
And we have farmers market on the 23rd.
Yeah, but we have to get branding done. So that's how that's going to work.
We do. This is pretty much our one vacation of the year, other than maybe like spending a night away from the ranch. So, yeah, we're gonna go to the Black Hills. So we're not going too far from home, and
Close enough that we can run back if something bad happens.
Touristy stuff in the Black Hills.
Right.
So yeah, we're just 2 hours away. So yeah, if a tornado comes through, we can come home.
Why would we come home?
I don't know.
The tornado comes through and be like, I'm just going to stay here forever.
Um,
Bottle calves are doing great. I was actually just out with them before we came in and started getting this going. We're starting to wean them now. They're getting a mixture of grain and grass, hay right now. And then as they're picking up, they're still getting bottles every day, but not as much. And they're picking it up okay. They're hungry. They yell at me all the time. And you can't even like walk within about 50 feet of that darn corral, and they're just like yelling at you. And it's sorry, but go eat what you have. You have food to eat. So how did I just hit 10,000 steps? I'm sitting on my butt,
waving your arm around.
So anyway,
my second question: has that fox ran out of chickens yet? If you listen to the podcast, we talked about we have a fox. And he was picking off chickens, and we didn't really so much notice. And then all of a sudden, there's like no chickens. There's one chicken left, one adult chicken left. The rooster hung on for a while. The rooster that was chasing Mike and being really aggressive. He did finally bite the dust. And yeah, so there's one adult chicken left. I've lost a couple geese, a duck. We have not seen the peahen in days. The peacock's fine. Have not seen the peahen. She could be sitting on a nest, and they do sometimes disappear this time of year and then show back up. But yeah, one chicken left. The baby chicks and the new ducks and stuff, those guys are fine because they're not free range yet. So one chicken left. Cannot get a hold of the county trapper
No.
to come, and we've tried trapping, and we actually know where the den is at, and it's not on our property. And if we could get the county trapper to call us back, he could hopefully take care of the situation. But how many times have you called?
4 or 5.
Several. So it's
It's interesting.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. So Chris Rankin, how's Bambi and her calf doing?
I saw another question from Chris before too, and I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
Oh, he asked about the house. We'll talk about that. Bambi's actually doing great. Bambi's a weird mom though, because she's so humanized that, you know, if I go out, she'll bring her calf to me, which is really kind of weird. So she'll push her calf to the gator, and I'm always like, do you want me to take your calf? What is going on here?
Look what I made.
I don't know what her problem is, but yeah, she's
made
really
that.
great about it. And her calf really, you know, her calf is not hand raised, so it's very skittish and flies away and runs away from me. But yeah, Bambi always like brings her calf to me, and it's
because she's proud of it.
I should just pick it up one day and just put it in the gator and take it for a drive.
It wouldn't do it anymore. Excuse me, I'm still sick.
Oh yeah, Erin's still getting over that junk, which I haven't caught, which is amazing.
The kids are good. I was sick in my video last week, horribly sick, and yeah, it's still hanging on. So
a peahen is a female peacock, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, female peacock. Peahen.
Peahen.
All right. What other questions?
Hope you feel better.
Thank you. I feel fine. I just cough. Razor blade. Are you thinking of having some dairy cows? We might have a couple dairy cows at some point.
Erin would like to.
I would like to. I mean, it's part of like the local food business that we're continuing to work on growing. I want to sell pasteurized cheese, milk products. You know, as soon as I get $100,000, I'll buy a couple milk cows.
Yeah.
I do want to maybe get a milk cow to raise some bottle calves. Maybe.
Yeah, but then what do you do with it the rest of the time? You've got to milk it.
You don't have to milk it.
Well, you don't.
You just let it dry up.
But then you have to get it pregnant.
Well, you just get it pregnant with an Angus.
Which we could. The logistics of working with somebody you're married with. Married with.
All right. What other questions?
Can you shoot the fox to get rid of? You could. So here's the interesting thing about this stupid fox. He's smarter than I am, number one.
They are sneaky.
Number two, we know when he comes in, and there's 2 ways that we know. We set up a game camera, so we have video of him doing his thing, which we never did get a video of him taking a chicken or anything, but he comes in, he sniffs around. He doesn't pick them out of the chicken house, because when they go in the chicken house, they're locked in at night. He actually picks them out of the barn. And
it's partly the chicken's fault too, because every spring we go through this, when it's nice, they get where they don't want to go in the chicken house, and they hang out in the barn, and they lay eggs in the barn, and they sit on top of the stalls. So it's their own fault for not going in the chicken house, because we close them up if they go in the chicken house.
So we set a fox trap in the barn, and put the game camera on it, and he would come in and he'd sniff around. The cats go in the damn fox trap. He doesn't.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, in the morning, usually, and this hasn't happened in a couple days, but I'll be getting my coffee or something in the morning, and the cows are going bananas. They're mostly hanging out right out here outside the house, and they are going nuts. And we look out, and sure as hell, that fox runs through the herd of cows, because he knows I'm not going to shoot at him when he's out in the middle of a whole bunch of cows. So he'll run right directly through the cows. It's basically, he's camouflaging himself, actually. Yeah. And he'll run through, and then I'll catch him in the barn. And
yeah. And without him going in the trap, I mean, and we've had a friend come out, and he tried to call it in, and he did call in a coyote and took care of a coyote, which is great. And I don't know if he hasn't had time to come back out. He works. And unless Mike would essentially sit in the barn, because sometimes he comes in at 3 a.m., sometimes it's 5 a.m. We've seen him as late as 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we've tried.
Yeah, and we go through this every few years with a fox or something that comes in.
Yeah.
You know, we do have a chicken run. We can close the chickens in. The new chicks that we have, they'll be closed in the chicken run, obviously, until forever, maybe. I don't know how that's going to work.
Until we can get a hold of the county trapper. Yeah,
and the trapper will come out, and he'll set traps, and he'll eventually catch them.
Yeah.
But just getting that little bugger, he's way smarter than I am.
And there's
so.
prairie dogs. He could go eat prairie dogs.
He could go eat prairie
There was
dogs.
a prairie dog in front of our house today.
There was. Goofy. Weird, goofy things. So, yes. Moving right along.
Okay.
Do you do anything for fly control besides ear tags? Cows get flies. And we do ear tags for the cows when we brand, which, by the way, I saw a question a while ago about do we brand with horses or we use a table? We use a table. That brings me to my other question about branding, but I'll get to that in a second. We use tags on the calves because the cows are constantly rubbing up against the moms. We also use fly powder that the moms can get to, and they rub themselves on this bag that's full of this powder stuff, and that supposedly keeps the flies away. Last year, flies were horrible. I don't know if this year is going to be any better.
I don't know. Flies were bad throughout just the county. Like when we preg checked, it was not when we preg checked because it was cold then. But yeah, I mean, when Kyle was out and our vet and stuff, he said that everybody had horrible fly problems last year, regardless of what they did.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some stuff that you can do like lick with fly repellent in it. I think
they make a paintball gun that has like the paintballs are filled with the insecticide or some sort, fly treatment, and you can shoot your cows with it, which I've never really tried. But
how would you get all of them?
I don't know. I think it must have some sort of paint in it too, so you know which ones you shot, or else you'd sit there and shoot the same black cow over and over again. And plus it would like tick off the cows, you would think.
I would think they would run.
If you're every time they see me, they'd be like, that guy's going to shoot us with something. I do have a paintball gun that I use for marking cows occasionally if I have a cow in the field that I have to mark, but I very rarely use it. So flies suck.
Yeah.
And
hey, thanks for the super chat from Tim Lash for $2. If we're ignoring your questions, we don't mean to ignore your questions. Feel free to super chat us, and then it comes up really big and we can see it. Are we getting more rain? No.
No, not yet.
It's trying
to rain. It was sprinkling a little bit earlier, but
we're due. We need some rain. It's been 10 days or so since our last rain, so we could use some rain.
I'm going to throw something out there. I haven't cleared this with Erin yet, so I'm probably going to get in trouble. Anybody who super chats tonight, if you super chat over $1, I'll send you a sticker. How's that sound? Tim, if you send us an email, rwylife@gmail.com, get a hold of me, tell me that you're the guy that super chatted, and I'll get your info and I'll send you off a sticker. So anybody who super chats today over $1 gets a free Our Wyoming Life t-shirt. And
not a t-shirt.
Or not a t-shirt, a sticker. Sticker, not t-shirt. Rewind that. Sticker. Which probably cost us more than $1 to print and send, but that's okay. So, I was going to talk more about branding. Branding is coming up. Last year, during branding, we live streamed the entire thing, if you've been around that long. 8 hours. Yeah, it was an 8-hour live stream.
It was forever long.
I wasn't quite sure if we were going to do that this year. I'm thinking about maybe putting a poll up on the community tab and seeing if people would be interested in seeing that type of thing again. And of course, you guys can chime in as well. So,
do you guys want us to live stream branding? And then we'll make a shorter. Well, I won't. Mike will make a shorter branding video. So if you can't come to the live stream or you're not there for 8 hours to see the whole process, we'll make a shorter video so you guys can see.
Yeah, usually we do like a
recap
of some sort. And I think last year we did a before the branding thing too, kind of walk you guys through what would happen at branding, and then we did the live stream, and then we did an after branding. So. The live stream for branding isn't horrible. The bad part is we have to use our phones, of course.
And the service.
Blake, super chat $2. Why don't I have a sticker? Blake, I don't know why you don't have a sticker, honestly. Do you have I think you have a t-shirt though, don't you? Did Blake have a t-shirt?
I don't know.
I think you.
Next time, we're not going to mail yours.
Yeah, just swing in, man. It's cool. So anyway, yeah, last time we live streamed it, we ended up using our phone, to live stream because you can live stream from your phone, but we're live streaming over 3G. So if you guys want us to live stream the branding experience, we'll do that. I'm going to warn you now, the video sometimes sucks. It's sometimes horrible. And
like filling with a potato.
And the other thing too is that with branding, how much we can really do with live streaming comes down to how much help we have.
Yeah.
Last year we ended up. He has a Gunther shirt. How does Chris know what kind of shirt Blake had? That's kind of weird, guys. Okay.
Jake, boss, we do a hot brand. We have electric irons.
Yeah, we do electric irons.
So we'll put a pull up on the community tab, but I see a lot of yes, please live stream.
Please do's. Yeah. Mark,
If
thanks for the super chat, man. $5 for Mark Hollenbeck. And you didn't even ask a question, Mark.
We appreciate it. Email us and we'll send you a sticker.
Yeah, exactly. Ron said he'd come help.
All right.
Yeah. Book a plane ticket, man. We sometimes we have a lot of help, sometimes we don't. And help kind of trickles in too sometimes.
Yeah.
So, and that's another good thing about us actually changing the date of branding from the 16th to the 24th, because I don't know what it was, but everybody was gone. That I called for help, and everybody, I'm going to a wedding, or I'm going to get a pull-up removed, or whatever was going. So everybody was gone.
No one's doing that.
They might. I don't know.
Gosh. Yeah, and it's Lincoln's birthday, so
we'll have a little birthday party with it.
Birthday party.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's kind of cool when we do live stream branding. Last year, we have a TV in the shop, so everybody that's hanging out in the shop is actually watching what's going on.
We had so much
out
help
there.
last year.
And then when we do get more help, then I'm able to actually, because when we start out, I'll probably just have the camera sitting on a tripod or something like that. And then as we get more help and people get used to what they're doing, then I'm able to take it off and I can get questions on here and we can answer questions. And Erin will sit in the house and answer questions.
Yeah, I'll try, because I cook. You know, we feed everybody, so I'll be in and out of the house and the kitchen and stuff. So I do try and answer questions. Man, just the weather alerts.
Okay.
Severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45.
Okay. Maybe we'll get some rain. That'd be good.
Yeah.
We need the hay to grow more. Here's a funny story. Not really a story, but I did the irrigation deal where I set up that stupid sprinkler to sit there and go around and spray me. And I haven't been out to check it to see.
We checked it like the next day.
We did. We checked it to make sure that it was putting out enough rain, because we're going for like that inch a week kind of thing on it. And I haven't checked it. I don't know what the grass is doing out there. There could be one whole circle of grass that's
great
4 feet high.
We'll see.
It'll be interesting when we go through and cut it and see that.
I saw a question that I wanted to answer. Gary, what kind of lettuce do you grow? I grow Salanova. I just actually sold some to a restaurant today, 10 pounds to a restaurant, and a couple customers, and I had some salad for lunch. So I grow a Salanova. In the summer, right now, I've got black-seeded Simpson, just classic green leaf lettuce. And I've got Super Jericho, which is a romaine, down in the basement, waiting for it to get a little bigger to transplant. And I tried another head lettuce, and I don't remember what it is this year. But that's what I grow. So.
Did he ask like what kind of lettuce you grow?
What kind of lettuce.
Oh, okay.
And I ordered 1,000 more seeds of Salanova today.
Yeah, Erin's been selling Salanova lettuce here lately to a restaurant in town. In fact, if you go back and you check out the farm to table dinner, it was the same restaurant that catered that dinner for us.
So thank you, Pizza Crella, for buying
They've been buying
local lettuce.
Lettuce like crazy.
I did 10 pounds today.
Yeah.
That's a lot of lettuce.
and like 2 days ago, they bought like 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So they've been going through it. So we have, there's something else I was going to talk about. We keep getting sidetracked. If you ever listen to our podcast, this is what our podcast is like. We end up getting sidetracked all the time. During branding, that's what I was going to talk about. Somebody was talking about where to put cameras. We tend to move the camera around during
Mike's
during
like
branding.
holds it a lot.
If I can. Or I'll move the tripod around. And we have to have an extension cord because, of course, phones run out of power in 8 hours if they're doing that. So we have an extension cord. And then, of course, every time the signal drops out, somebody says, hey, somebody unplug the extension cord. But it's fun, and it'd be cool if we could have everybody here with us, but that would be a giant cluster. But it would be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're hopefully gonna do that, and then our vacation. Let's talk about our vacation really quick. Did we already talk about our vacation?
We talked about it. We're going next week to the Black Hills.
Oh yeah, we went through that. Have another drink, Mike.
Ron says he sends us a message on our podcast on Anchor.
Oh.
Have you checked it?
Well, no, I'm sitting here doing this.
Well, we're gonna
How rude would it be if I was like, hey, I'm just going to check my phone messages here.
Okay, so we're going to record the podcast after this tonight, so we'll listen to your message.
Yes, definitely. Maybe we can get it in this podcast. We're still working on I always joke in every single podcast because this will be our 4th one that comes out tomorrow, and we still don't have our jingle done. We're working on it. We had a very, very talented songwriter write us a little jingle. We've got an artist from Nashville that's cutting it for us, and that's where. And he might be watching, and if he is, then maybe he should go do that. I talked to him yesterday. I said, "Are you having trouble? What's going on?" And he's, "I'm just can't. I haven't gotten to it yet. I have concerts. I have things to do,
He's
man.
like real things to do.
Yeah, I don't
Besides
have
record
to
our
mess with you
jingle.
silly little people." So
Oh, we get another.
another super chat from Bailey Kearns. I wish you could send the rain this way to northwest Missouri. We're in a severe drought. I would say the fox is shy and somebody has already tried shooting at it before. That wouldn't surprise me. We have a lot of neighbors that like to shoot things.
Yeah.
I
wish we could send you rain, but I would want us to have some too. If we don't, this is potentially our 3rd year in a row of a drought.
Yeah.
So I feel for you. I wish we could help you. It sucks. It sucks so bad.
Buying hay is, if, God, I hate to say this, but if anything would put the ranch under, buying hay would do it. That would be the one thing that could kill us.
You talked about in your video, it's, do you buy hay and spend, I think one year we spent upwards of $100,000 for hay.
On 1 year, yeah.
And, it's minimum $50,000 or $60,000. Do you buy hay or do you sell cows?
You sell cows. I mean,
there's only so many years that you can do it.
Yeah.
So, Bailey, I hope you get some rain. I hope we get some rain too.
Yeah. Be sure to send us an email, Bailey, and I'll get your info to send you.
Thank you very much for the
sticker
super
as
chat.
well.
We appreciate
Thank
that. You should have saved that money to buy hay.
You're jinxing the part. Maybe you're gonna get rain.
I hope you get some rain.
I put out that day that I put out the hay video. I can't remember what the fellow's name was, but he emailed me and he said, "Man, we're in drought. We're waiting for the rain, and it's just it's so hard. And I totally get your I feel your pain and all this stuff." And then I got an email half an hour later. It's raining. I said, all right.
Oh, we get so excited when it rains. So, do you? We've answered this question before, but Gary, ever think of running sheep with your cows? We've had sheep. We don't like sheep.
Sheep are tough. I mean, here's the thing. Everybody, we have a lot of really, really good suggestions, and people do a lot of different things. And they do cover crops and they do all this kind of stuff that really probably could help us. The problem is that we don't have the infrastructure set up for it. If we were going to do cover crops, we need grain drill. We need some way to cut that. Whatever we're going to do with it, I guess we could bale it. But
sometimes
it's just that's the hard part is once.
And it all costs money. To put a cover crop in, we've got hundreds of acres of hayfield, and granted, you could do one field at a time, but 70 acres of cover crop, you're talking seed is thousands of dollars.
Well, just for example, Erin's going to smack me, but we seeded 250 acres 2 or 3 years ago, and with machine cost, it cost us $16,500 to seed 250 acres in just grass.
Overseed,
Yeah, it wasn't even tilling. It was just a press drill or whatever you want to call it, but expensive. And so that's the hard part. Is Gilbert left us what he left us, and that's what we're working with.
Yeah.
Until we can get to the point that we can say, okay, now we can take this amount of money and put it into changing.
But when you have drought year after year, it's hard to make improvements.
It's exactly. We cut about 550 acres for hay every year. And if we get that ton an acre that I'm always aiming for, that'll work. That'll work for us. But if we don't, then we're buying. It doesn't matter if we're buying 100 tons or we're buying 400 tons. It's just a matter of you've got to pay for it. So that's a big fat downer, man. What are you drinking tonight? I am drinking whiskey and melted ice. I did have ice in
water.
It. Yeah.
How many acres of land would you want to test cover crops on, Chuckman?
Cover crops would be an interesting thing to try, and I did talk to a guy today who said, you could try it small.
Yeah.
But still, you need to get a drill. I need to call Blake and borrow his drill and have him bring it up here from Cheyenne.
My friend Bob has a little one.
Yeah.
8-footer.
8-foot drill?
8-footer.
Well, I don't know how big Blake's is, but...
8-footer drill, man.
How big was the drill that I used when I did all the grass field?
12.
12-footer? Yeah, it takes forever with those
so
machines.
slow.
You get so spoiled with I
like the V-rake, 30 feet or something? You can go really fast around a field. It is it's a lot of machine time. It's a lot of seed costs and stuff. But, we're not opposed to cover crops. It's my mom's ranch. So, ultimately, it's her financial decision and it's up to her.
Yeah, we can suggest what we need to do and what we want to do. But a lot of times, if the money's not there, it's not there.
We can talk to NRCS, too. But there are sometimes grants available to improve soil health and stuff. So, not going to say we're never going to do cover crops. We're not doing cover crops right now. We are planting some pollinator stuff for the bees in the fall because of a grant that we received, that the ranch received. So
you could also broadcast seed. You can, of course, you can do that. I have a funny story about broadcast seeding. We had a guy. This was before we came, or was it the year that we came?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Gilbert, my father-in-law, had hired this guy named Benjamin. He'd worked for him for years. Great guy. But Benjamin, they were going out and they were going to broadcast seed alfalfa. It was just straight alfalfa that they were broadcasting into this field just to get some alfalfa in this pasture, or this hayfield. And so they loaded up the broadcast seeder and they took off around the field. And Benjamin went once around the field and called Gilbert and said, "I'm out of seed." 70-acre field. Gilbert said, "What? I'm out of seed."
It looks really great, and that's 16
He put down a whole crap load of seed in whatever that thing sprayed, 50 feet or maybe, I don't even remember. I don't even know how far that broadcaster threw it, but
the edge of the field is awesome.
It's deceiving because you can drive by and be like, "Holy crap, there's a bunch of alfalfa there." And it's still like that way because alfalfa usually has about a 10-year lifespan, 8 to 10 years, then it'll start dying off. So before you have to reseed it. So it's still doing pretty well. I mean, that field, it is actually spreading out now because it goes to seed if it can. And years that we don't end up cutting, a lot of times we still have alfalfa. So talking a lot about hay today.
It's a big topic right now.
7:36. Let's talk about the FLIR ONE PRO. Now, if you don't know what this is, the FLIR ONE PRO is a thermal imager that FLIR makes that actually goes right onto your phone. We have one to give away. This is some video here this is my FLIR, which is a little bit more higher end, I guess, than what the FLIR ONE PRO is. The FLIR ONE PRO plugs into your phone. You can use it to search. You can diagnose, if your car's getting hot, if where the heat's coming from. You can look at your walls and see your wiring. It's actually a really cool little thing. And FLIR was nice enough because there's a cow peeing. Isn't that nice? Classy.
I knew it was coming this time. Last time you did it, I was like, "Oh, there's cow peeing."
One of the things when I started talking to FLIR was the fact that nobody's really using FLIR technology in ranching.
Yeah.
Or farming. They use it in farming. You can actually use a FLIR to see where weeds are growing, I guess. They were telling me about this because if you have a field full of wheat and there's weeds in it, they put off a different temperature signature. You can actually see that. Nobody was really using it in ranching or livestock. And once they got wind of what we were doing, we ended up talking a little bit, and it might actually be something that they could look at in the future. So anyway, long story short, they sent us this FLIR ONE PRO to give away.
You don't even have it here.
I can go get it if you can talk for a minute and a half, because that would probably be a good thing for me to have. Can you talk, or are you just going to hack for a while?
I might just cough. I'm sorry, guys.
Can you talk about the FLIR for 30 seconds while I run and get it?
Yeah, go.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, so much pressure. So the FLIR ONE PRO plugs into your phone. Like Mike was saying, you can use it for all kinds of different things, and I think even FLIR's website will give you more ideas about what you can use the FLIR ONE PRO for. We've had a giveaway going on for 2 weeks, and it is closed. Unfortunately, we have drawn a winner, and we're going to get to announce the winner tonight.
I'm back. So this thing, you know how tempted I have been to open this box?
I know you haven't even opened it and played with it.
I know. I so bad wanted to. But I have a feeling that the guy who won might appreciate it actually being untouched.
And we go through a system called Gleam. That's how you do all the entries and stuff. We don't pick the winner. It randomly picks the winner.
Right. The winner of the FLIR ONE PRO is Zach Hewitt, which is actually kind of ironic because Zach, he comments quite a bit. You can go back, you can look, and I swear to God, we did not rig this at all.
No.
But Zach has been with us for a long time. I think, if I remember right, Zach lives in northern Colorado somewhere.
Oh.
And he runs a small...
I don't know how you remember all these.
A small livestock operation. So
Zach, you're the winner. Congratulations.
Zach, you have won this thing valued at $400. Now, here's the cool thing about this. I can now bug the hell out of FLIR and get more stuff. So we're going to try that. And it's kind of one of those things, you keep bugging them long enough, they're just like, shut up, here, take it. So
thank you,
they've
FLIR.
opened those floodgates. Thank you to FLIR, of course. Thank you to everybody who entered.
Yes.
And it should be, it's kind of a cool thing, I think.
I think it's cool.
There's a tire on there that shows... Just get it up here so you can see it. So you can buy these on Amazon. I did talk to a guy today who was really, really hoping that he was going to win, Bob. And, of course, he didn't. But congratulations, Zach. Another $2 super chat from Jason Comstock. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it, man. You didn't ask questions, so I can't really hang out
Send
on
us
you
your
too
email.
much.
We'll send you a sticker.
Yes, please. Matt, our moderator, Erin, any progress on the skillet cookies?
You guys, I don't know how to make them. I make scrambled eggs every time I make them. I talked to my mom about it, and yeah. I'm going to have a cook. This is way premature. I'm working on doing I'm not working on it, but we found someone who's going to help us. Well, somebody contacted us about doing an ebook.
Oh,
Cookbook
I totally forgot about that.
After our last live stream, and somebody reached out to us, and we're going to work on it. I hope to have a little ebook, cookbook, 10-15 recipes come out before the holidays. I've not done anything with it because I've been planting, but one way or another, I will put out some recipes before Christmas, before the holidays, and skillet fry pan cookies will be in there, and you can attempt to make them.
It's really cool. We got this random email from this publishing company that said, you know, it's crazy the emails that I get from people that are like, we watch your stuff, and they come from all walks of life. There's tech people, like tech guru, like big tech people that email us, and there's, you know, the publishing company that emailed us and said, hey, you know, we would really be interested in working with you guys. So Erin's hopefully going to put out an ebook of some sort, which we'll have somewhere, and it'll have recipes in it.
No work has been done on this. Do not wait. It's going to be a while.
Kind of like that, yeah. We do a lot of hurry up and waiting. Another thing that we've talked about hurry up and waiting is our beef jerky. Now, I'm going to pop this up here so I can see it. This is our beef jerky. This is actually a very small package of beef jerky. This is the 1 ounce package. We are going to have this available on the website at some point. We are working on it. Part of the problem is that the people that labeled it put Erin's phone number right on the front of the
We have new labels.
So we had to get new labels. So we have to relabel everything. I'll put it up here. We did block out the phone number, by the way. But yeah.
I mean, I like you guys, but I want you to have my phone number.
That'd make for long days. So we do have beef jerky on the way.
We have to relabel it. The website's almost done except for the store. We also have to work on a whole bunch of, you know,
there's a bunch of legal crap with it
legal
too.
Stuff. We got to be like grown-ups and like do a whole bunch of accountant stuff and figure out where to put the money and bank accounts and paperwork and
yeah.
So we're working on the back end of things so that we can get the beef jerky, and then we have to figure out how to ship it.
Pretty sure
we know
just
how
put
to.
it in an envelope.
We know how to.
People.
Yeah.
There is the issue though. If you are outside the United States, we cannot sell beef
sure.
jerky to you. This is another USDA thing that we're stuck with.
Yeah.
It is a USDA inspected, which means it's for sale in the U.S. only. So that kind of sucks too. And there's an expiration date on it. I didn't realize that.
Oh, beef jerky does not expire.
So eventually we'll have that up and going. I wanted to do our mail call really quick because our mail call deal, I have something that I want to throw in there as well.
And then we'll answer some more questions.
So, mail call time. If I can make this work.
Go.
Why won't it work?
Not opening.
Well, okay. We have no mail call intro. Maybe we do. What the hell, man?
Every week Mike forgets how to run.
Hey, it's mail call. See, I told you I could figure it out.
It's Pony Express time.
Erin and I have almost been married 10 years now, in case you can't tell.
Yeah.
So.
It's our 10-year anniversary in just a couple weeks.
Yeah. Maybe you'll get something special.
We ain't got no money.
Maybe you'll get something free. Here's a bouquet of wonderful wheatgrass and alfalfa. Actually, I have bags full of that crap down in the shop. I can just give it to you. Make you a little bouquet. Ed from Bird Creek, Alaska sent us a little package. Now, here's the great thing about mail call is you don't have to send us crap.
No.
You know, you don't have to send us anything except for a little note. And he did send us a postcard with a giant pumpkin. You can show that if you want to.
Oh, it's like backwards. It's when I move my hand one way, it's the opposite. So, giant pumpkin. He wanted us to see how big the pumpkins grow in Alaska. Cabbage, I've heard, also really grew really well in Alaska. I would love
Is this just because of the long daylight hours?
Yeah, it's the 24-hour daylight. So, and he wrote us a nice little
note from Ed. We really enjoy your videos. We had a small cow-calf operation in North Idaho.
Apparently, you read the whole thing?
no, I'm paraphrasing. We ran Black Angus and Hereford bulls. We had this is interesting. We had a Hereford cow have twins, one black and one Hereford. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
I would like to see that because if we have twins, usually they're black, 95% of the time. But we did have one that was black this year, and then the other one was Bronco face.
Yeah.
So that does happen. Our vet said that was a pretty rare thing. Show Erin the pumpkin so she can see how big we go home in Alaska. Thanks for your work, and both ranching and videoing.
Thank you.
You have at least one Our Wyoming Life decal running around Alaska. This goes on and on. But keep up the good work. Thank you, Ed. We really do appreciate it. The other thing we had for mail time this week, and I've seen this pop up in the comments already a couple times, is that we have been working on the Our Wyoming Life belt buckle. Now, the belt buckle is custom made here in the United States, actually in Ohio, and we have them now.
Hey, Zach is here. Congratulations, Zach, on winning the FLIR ONE PRO. Blake just texted him. I didn't know you guys were friends. Cool.
Cool. I did see Blake said that he knew Zach, and but I could say I know Zach too, but I don't have his phone number. So good job, Blake.
Congratulations, Zach.
Back to belt buckle is done, and this thing is super cool. I traded out my old belt buckle I've been wearing for 10 years for one of these, and we will have these available on the website as well. They're a little pricey because they are custom made. But they're definitely worth it. This is the Our Wyoming Life. I think I showed you a proof that we got of it, but this is the actual buckle.
It's hard.
You're all right. It's backwards.
It's hard to hold it up there.
There we go. Our Wyoming. Wait, do I tilt? Our Wyoming Life cows. Yeah.
Yes.
So that is and it comes in a handy dandy blue little bag
that you never need. But you can put your old belt buckle in the bag.
Yeah. So that is
once we get the website and the financial and legal side of things straightened out, those will be for sale.
Yeah, it's a very cool buckle, and I'm wearing one myself. So, all right, moving back into the questions. Do I have to play the mail call thing at the end of mail call?
No.
No. Okay.
All right.
Country vlogs, Mike. Favorite country artist, favorite country song, any moderator openings.
No moderator openings.
No, unless one of these guys gets mad at me and bolts, which could always happen. Trust me. No, 4 moderators is probably more.
We don't
than
need a lot.
Most people
we
have.
don't really. We appreciate all of our moderators, but
I would be. I should talk to these guys though because I really don't know how much they do.
I don't know.
I should ask one of them. Do you really do anything, or are you just kind of like hanging out? So anyway, it's cool if you're hanging out too. I don't care. Country art. Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite country artist? You like Jason Aldean too.
I like Carrie Underwood.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just listen to whatever's on.
That's kind of what I do. I mean, I bolt through.
Garth Brooks from the 90s, man.
I haven't seen Garth Brooks in forever. I actually like to see a picture of him nowadays. If anybody has a picture of Garth Brooks taken recently, send it to me. That'd be interesting for me to see.
You have the Google machine.
Yeah, but that could be like photoshopped or something. I want something that somebody took with their phone when he's sitting in Qdoba trying to eat a big old giant burrito. That's what I want. All right.
Jason Comstock, you guys are my favorite channel. Thank you. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Jason. I've never seen Jason spelled Jasun. Now I wonder, is his name actually spelled that way, or did you mistype when you were making your Google ID? Because I've almost done that.
The Real Life Homestead. Which one of y'all thought of your opening slogan?
What is our opening slogan?
What's our opening slogan? Type it out.
Yeah, tell me what. I don't know what. Do we have an opening slogan?
Is it "Hi, I'm Mike, and this is our Wyoming Life"? That was Mike.
That was me. Yeah.
The explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary. That was both of us and a marketing person.
Yeah.
That took a lot of work. That was actually
time.
really, really hard. Explore the ranch life and escape the ordinary was.
It was hard. Yeah. They what do they call that again?
It's a value proposition.
Value proposition. Yeah. That was tough. But you guys don't care about that.
All right. I hope you know, John Fisher says, I hope you know you're helping me write an environmental science paper that's due tomorrow morning. Oh, well.
I
hope you get a good grade. All right. What else?
What do we know about environmental science?
Nothing.
Do you have anything you can throw in there more?
The Real Life Homestead. I like, what are you doing for your anniversary?
I have no idea.
Probably working.
The bad part about when we got married,
Probably cutting hay.
probably
If
cutting
there's
hay.
hay.
We got our anniversary is June 28th. That's right, right?
No. Yes.
That is right. Okay. Don't scare me, man. No. So anyway, we had when we got married. Obviously, we weren't here on the ranch, so that was a good date for Erin to get married.
What are you doing over
I
there?
don't know. I'm just making sure that things aren't blowing up somewhere. So when we got married, that obviously we didn't care about haying. We didn't, June 28th sounded like a good day, and we went to Disney World, and we come to the ranch, and then our first anniversary, it's
haying time.
now we're haying, and we said, well, what are you going to do for our first anniversary? We ended up going out to a greasy spoon with Gilbert and Erin's mom Rita, and I was covered in grease. It was my first year trying to hay.
We were broke down that day.
We were broke down. I really didn't know what the heck I was doing. And hey, somebody sent me a picture of Garth Brooks lately. That really doesn't look like Garth Brooks. Okay.
Zach, thank you for the super chat. You didn't have to super chat.
You didn't.
us.
You just won yourself this. You know what? I'm going to open this now. I'm going to play with it
Don't
before I send
open
it. Zach, can I open it, please? I want to play with it. Okay.
Super chat from Farming POV, $20. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, and anybody who super chats us tonight, remember, get a hold of us, send us an email, and I'll get that sticker sent out to you, and we'll get your info and all that kind of good stuff. Farming POV has their own channel as well. Looking forward to branding and haying videos. The podcasts are great for us farmers and ranchers stuck in the tractors for long periods of time. Enjoy your vacation.
I listen to podcasts in the garden. They are nice.
I listen to audiobooks a lot when,
I do that
when
too.
I'm in the tractor. But
thank you for the $20. We appreciate that.
yes, thank
so
you very much. That's worth probably a couple stickers. Nash guy. Bob just celebrated his 28th anniversary last weekend.
Happy anniversary.
Kind of reminds me of when I was doing my radio show. When I had a morning show, a lot of times we'd do birthdays and we do anniversaries and we have like catchy music. Maybe we should do that. That'd be awesome. We could have our own radio show.
Days.
Yeah. Kylie, who is from Down Under. How is the cow tipping going?
Great.
It's a hobby that I take up about once a year while I video it. The cow tipping, the cow tipping thing amazes me that people get so into it.
Oh, so into it, and you did it wrong.
Yeah.
Again.
Or there is cow tipping, and it's the when they grab Kylie, you know this, grab the tail, flip them over. I don't know what it's called, tailing or something like that. That's cow tipping. Well, no, when I'm talking about cow tipping, I'm talking about 17-year-olds that got drunk and they're out trying to push over a cow.
Or like rodeo. We got a lot of in rodeo they twist the neck and pull them down. Well, yeah, like a calf.
Well, or a yearling or something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
That's a lot different.
I think no, I don't want to try that with Bambi. I was going to say I could try it with
No,
Bambi.
don't hurt Bambi.
I don't know if it hurts him at all, but the grass, Jalen Walsh, AK 357. How thick is y'all's grass up there? It's getting there. We need rain, obviously. If you check out our last video about the grass, we're working on it.
Hey, Walker Publications, $10.
Oh, thank you very much. Walker Publications. That sounds familiar. Thank you, guys.
That's the publication company that we're talking to. So thank you for the $10. I have some ideas.
Now we can't say anything bad about them because they're here. And Erin hasn't emailed you back. She's supposed to.
So busy.
This is like getting caught with your pants down.
I'm sorry.
Like, oh my gosh. Who's all watching here?
That's...
No, watch what I say.
So not only do we have the gardens and stuff happening and building a high tunnel and cows and branding and kids and all that stuff. Farmers market, I market manage our farmers market with a couple of other ladies and so insanely busy with that right now. I have a list to do about a mile long with that. Tomorrow we are going to the Council of Community Services in town, which
it's like the soup kitchen.
They run our soup kitchen, some transitional housing, stuff like that, and they have garden beds at their housing.
That's tomorrow.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. And so every year we go and we help the residents there plant. And Beth with Sensible Nutrition is going to do a cooking demo, and yeah. I just saw the super chat coming, but let me finish my thought. So we're going to go and, so this is part of Farmers Market and something that we do because our market believes strongly in helping provide access to fresh local food for all people. So we're going to do a little cooking demo and some gardening and yeah, I got to do that. I literally have a list of mile long of Farmers Market stuff. I'm sorry, Megan. So we got some more super chats.
Megan's watching? Does Megan watch this?
Megan watches all the videos. I don't know if Megan watches live
If anybody, this is a funny story about Megan. Chuckman, I'm going to get to you really quick. Logan, I'm going to get to you really quick. I want to tell you this story. So Megan's husband's name is Steve. And Erin, if you watch Casey Neistat at all, Erin got a shout out on Casey Neistat's channel.
We sent him some jerky.
Very briefly. We sent Casey some jerky. He tried it. He said Erin's name. That's pretty much it.
That's all.
But Megan's husband watches Casey. So you tell the story because I don't know.
Megan doesn't watch YouTube. So she's like, Steve told me some Casey Neistat, some YouTube guy said your name. It's like, yeah, I know. But yeah, Megan's our other market manager along with Hannah. Hannah was in the tree trimming video. I tried to get Megan to come on because Megan could talk about a ton of stuff.
We could get her on a podcast.
She won't come on. She's like, no, I'm too shy. Wyoming PBS though did she's gonna be so mad at me about this. If you really want to see who Megan is, Wyoming PBS did a story on our seed library that the Master Gardeners have here, and Megan was in that video.
Okay,
So
yeah, go
if you
check
dig
out
through
Megan.
the internet,
And then comment. Hi, Megan. Do that. That's awesome. You should do that.
All
All right, Chunkman.
Thank you.
Thank you for a
Holy
$50
cow.
super chat.
That is our highest super chat ever.
Is it really?
Yeah, who else has given us $50? No one.
Nobody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Do you like or
You
often
can have
hunt?
2
I
stickers.
honestly, I haven't hunted in years. We do hunts on the ranch. So I go out with hunters all the time, and I love the hunting experience. Going out and hanging out with these guys. Erin gets so mad at me during hunting season because she's like, "Where are you?
Oh my God, he's got
Why are you
us.
not home? Why are you hanging out with these hunters?"
But we have regular repeat hunters, and they're great.
Yeah.
And like last year, a couple of them didn't come, and they're coming back this year. And I hang out with the hunters too.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love hunting
They hang
season.
out with the kids. Yeah.
Oh, they love the kid. They bring the kids like buckets of candy, and there's this guy named Elmer who comes out from Wisconsin. Elmer is this old fart.
Candy in his pockets.
He
like your
loads
grandpa.
down with candy, and like the girls know that, so they know Elmer has candy. And Elmer has 5 million stories, and Elmer's done everything that there is that you could ever do. So Elmer's one of those guys, and so I love hanging out with the hunters. So the hunting experience for me is going out. And I'll even go out in the field with them, and I probably make them mad because I'm like, "Hey, I'm going to go with you," and they're like, "Oh God." Try not to step on a stick and chase away my animal. But honestly, I haven't hunted for years, and I did when I was a kid a couple times. I took hunter safety. I did all that kind of stuff. I got a 99% on my hunter safety. I do remember that. And
We don't eat. I'll eat antelope.
we do eat it when the hunters are here because they'll usually cook for us. If Bob's still hanging out here, Bob is a wonderful cook, and they grill that stuff up. Man, it's great.
It's not my preference. I don't mind it occasionally, but it's not. We have cows. We finish beef. We're good with that. But yeah, so no, we don't hunt.
No.
I've never hunted anything in my life.
Chunkman, be sure to send us that email, and I'll get your sticker off to you, man. That is
Thank
super
you.
awesome. Thank you.
And
From Logan, a little rain dance for y'all. I hope you help. If you can do a rain dance, more power to you, man. That would be awesome.
Erin, how can I tell when my potatoes are ready to harvest? So they're gonna bloom, and then a few weeks after they bloom, just don't pull the plants and dig them all out and stuff. Just take like a little shovel, or like I have really sandy soil, so I just stick my hand in and kind of dig around and brush like around them and see if I can find some potatoes. So you can leave them in the ground for a long time. So you can just dig out a few potatoes and just leave the plant, and sometimes you'll get a second bloom. So
Is a second bloom a good thing?
yeah, you'll get more potatoes. And then in the fall, after it freezes or before it freezes, that's when I pull the whole plant and dig everything out. But
If you like the baby potatoes, which
Yeah.
I love baby potatoes, how do you get those? How do you know when to go pick baby
you just
potatoes?
go poke around in the dirt.
And you just, when they're small enough.
Yeah.
Baby potato. If you never had like the baby,
Oh, they're
God, they're
so
so
good.
good. So good, so good. Walker
It's
Publications said take your time, by the way.
I will, because I just don't have any other choice right now.
This is fun tonight. I like this. This is fun.
Chuckman, our email is rwylife@gmail.com.
People yell at me about this because we say R.
That's how we say
Our.
it. Oh,
O-U-R.
Type it.
W-Y. I'll type it in. I bet you Ron beats me to it. O-U-R-W-Y. Life at G. Oh, Ron's not going to beat me to it, baby.
oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Mackenzie
There we
can
go.
type faster.
There it
That's
is.
our email address. Send us an email with your address and let us know that you were Chuckman that commented, and we'll send you stickers.
Yeah. Speckled park cows. You know what? This is a funny thing. We have some white cow. We did have actually both of our white cows are gone now, but we still have a white steer. And the more that I talk to people about this, I think that he has some speckled park in him.
Oh, we don't know.
But we don't really know.
We could do a DNA test. Could you send it into Ancestry? Could we get a cheek swab?
Ancestry. I wonder what Ancestry.com would do if you sent cow DNA in. They'd probably be like, "What?" First of all, they cost like $100 a pop to do the
So
Ancestry
we're not gonna do
DNA
that.
thing. We talked about doing it because I have some Native American ancestry somewhere, supposedly somewhere. So we talked. This is why we know this. But we talked about doing it and then decided it was too expensive. But if we could do it and send in a cow DNA, I wonder what they would. That would be a good,
I'm sure it would.
interesting thing to try.
Do you want to tell your funny Mackenzie story?
Oh, Matt, pay attention, bud.
Mackenzie's our oldest daughter.
Mackenzie is our oldest daughter. She is 7 years old, and she knows everything. So today at dinner, which we actually had dinner before we live streamed, by the way, we were talking.
John, to interrupt, Justin Williams says, "I'm a cow geneticist. Send it over. Send us an email.
Send us an email and tell me how to get a cheek swab from a cow."
He's friendly. Anyhow, Mackenzie's story.
Friendly. So anyway, Mackenzie's story. We're sitting there having dinner, and I don't even know how the topic came up, but Mackenzie said she wanted to learn how to speak Spanish. So that's cool. You can learn how to speak Spanish. And then I said, "Well, why do you want to learn how to speak Spanish?" And she said, how did she word it? When I'm hanging out with...
When I'm watching YouTube videos and one comes on and it's on another language, I feel uncomfortable. It makes me feel very uncomfortable when they're talking in another language because I feel like they're just saying blah, 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 blah. And she put her hand up and went, blah, 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 blah.
So anyway, Mackenzie might be learning Spanish just for that
So
reason.
she does not feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
our Mackenzie story. We kind of had this Mackenzie story thing going on. I should make the little mail call thing, but for Mackenzie's story, because every once in a while we do get funny Mackenzie stories.
Blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. And she's 7 going on.
7. Going on at least 14 and a half. Like, she's ridiculous sometimes. She makes me laugh. Humphrey Family Holsteins. Erin and Ivana picked some peppers today. She finally has some stuff coming in. Oh, that's awesome.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I picked kale and lettuce today. And this is survivors from the high tunnel cover loss. And that lettuce, man, if you live in a cold climate and you want to grow year-round, Salanova lettuce survived 22 degrees with no cover on it. And it is amazing. So I had given up on this. I didn't water it for weeks. I've been watering it, but it did great.
Case Farmer, we have not caught the fox yet. So after we're done with the live stream, you guys know this. It pops back up as a replay. Case, go back and watch it because we did talk about the fox earlier
in the beginning
and his hijinks. But no, we have not caught him, and we're still trying to figure that one out. So, potato plants that are over 4 feet tall and haven't bloomed. Is that a bad thing?
Sometimes I've had potatoes. Like last year, I didn't think my plants bloomed, and there was potatoes. It wasn't like a great potato year, but I never saw them bloom. I might have just missed it. So pull out some plants and see what happens.
Just see what's going on underneath there.
Pull out a plant. That's what I would do.
Cool.
Hopefully you got some potatoes.
There seems to be a lot of Native American ancestry here.
You should do it.
I don't know. It's a lot of money to spend for something that might be wrong.
Maybe you can have it for your anniversary.
It's an anniversary present. Here, find out who you are. Didn't you just say we don't have any money to spend for our anniversary? You're just talking about spending $100.
We got a $50 super chat. We're halfway there. Actually, we probably had almost $100.
Actually, we don't get it. We don't. I was going to talk about this, in the herd report this week. We talked about, we had a question from somebody who gets the herd report, and if you don't get the herd report, you can sign up on our website. Blah 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 blah. I want to get to the point.
Blah blah.
I know it's going to be stuck in my head all day. We were talking about the super chats and the Patreon is what brought it up. Somebody asked about Patreon, what Patreon was, and if it's a scam or whatever. The super chat, you're saying we don't get all that $50. YouTube gets like half.
YouTube takes their cut.
Yeah,
it's not half.
It's not.
No, we looked it up. It's like 35% or something.
Okay.
So Um,
Anyway, yeah.
Chuckman, hey, don't get me involved in the anniversary. I don't want to be in the middle of that. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Oh, that's fun. All right. Have you ever seen a 3-color cow? Black, brown, and white.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
No.
Can
We did
you-
have a gray calf one year, which was really weird. We had that, it died,
Yeah.
but we had a gray calf, and apparently it just didn't work out. But that calf was born, and I was like, "What?" I think I have pictures of it somewhere, and I was like, "What the heck is that?" And it was a gray calf. Who had that thing?
Blonde cow.
Blonde cow had the gray calf.
I love our names. Blonde cow is blonde. She's like a strawberry.
We take our
blonde.
naming system from Gilbert. Gilbert had Black Dog, and then he had
Black Dog 2.
Black Dog 2.
Puppy.
Puppy was another dog. He had White Cat.
Calico cat.
Calico Cat. Fuzzy Cat.
Yeah, fuzzy.
We've had White Cow. White Cow 2. 39.
North white cow.
North White Cow. We had
80.
80.
Well, she's still here.
Strawberry was about the most, but I don't know.
But she was just a pretty red color.
Yeah, we had Blonde Cow. We're not too creative with the names. So. Yeah, the gray calf thing was weird, and it was a really pretty calf, and it did fine. It actually lived, I want to say, like 3 months, and then I found it
killed over dead.
it just dropped dead one day. I don't know what happened with that thing, but
all right.
blow up the county trapper phone. Yeah, no kidding.
We've tried.
We actually know the county trapper, which is weird too. Like,
and I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's really busy.
There is only one.
The website says 3.
Really?
Yeah.
But if you call the number, it goes to that one guy. It's not going to 3 different people.
No.
So I don't know what's going on with that. So yeah. Anyway, we're coming up. Well, we're over an hour now.
We
already.
gotta go film a podcast.
We're not going to film
Record
a
a
podcast.
podcast.
So the podcast, we talked about it earlier, but if you're not listening to the podcast, check it out.
It's on Anchor, Google Play, iTunes, and a bunch of weird other random ones too.
Yeah, there's like Cast. There's a bunch of weird The weird thing about like the podcast thing is it's like everywhere. It distributes to everywhere, but there's like 9 million different places that it is.
We use Anchor to upload if you guys care at all about this, but Anchor's super great because we just upload to one place and Anchor distributes it. So.
Right. And if you listen to it on the Anchor app, you can actually leave us a voicemail, ask us a question, which might actually, you know how we talk, it might actually become the whole focus of the podcast. Podcasts for us usually run about 30 to 40 minutes and give you a chance to just kind of hang out with us and find out stuff that we don't really, we're not answering questions throughout it. We're just shooting the crap pretty much is all we're doing. So. Is there anything else we wanted to go over today? I don't think we talked about the beef jerky. We had the stickers for Snooper chats. We had mail call today. Zach won our FLIR ONE PRO, which is very cool.
Yeah, I think we got through everything. Lauren WY, Country Girl, would you consider live streaming podcast? No, we're just gonna stick to podcasting.
Yeah, I mean the live stream for us is something totally different, just because. I mean, basically, we could take this, record it, and put it on as a podcast. If we think about it. But for us, the live stream is a chance for us to really connect to you guys and be able to, joke with you, laugh with you, and it's more of a. I know it seems weird because it is stupid because if you think about it, you guys we're reading stuff off the screen, but it's the most connection that we get to you guys unless you stop by. Which, if you do, please email me first. That's about as close as we can get. And so the live streams for me, anyway, I don't know about for you, and you can say whatever you want. But for me, it's that total connection that's beyond leaving a comment on a video.
Yeah.
You can leave a comment on a video, and I'll answer it, and I'll never hear from you again. But here, I can answer your question that I know you want to know the answer to it. But I'm sure there's people out there that are like, why doesn't he make a video about this? Or why doesn't he make a video about this? And he should do that. But I never hear that. So here we get to actually answer them. So, the house across the road.
Okay, but anyhow, back to the podcast. It is, so we're on camera, obviously. And everything we do is on camera for you guys. It is a different type of feel, I think, for us to sit down and just have a microphone in front of us. It's also in our bedroom because we don't have an office because we have 3 kids that are taking up all the bedrooms. So I think I wouldn't, we're not different because this is who we are, but it's just a different, I think it just feels different. It feels different for me when I'm not sitting in front of a camera.
It is. It's a lot different. It's more laid back. It's easier to just curse, which we do occasionally, by the way. So if you have a problem with that, then that's.
But it's still very.
It's not like major cursing. It's not like F-bombs dropping or anything like that. But I did hear Erin curse in like the second to last one.
Did I?
You did. I was like, whoa. The podcasts are fun. I mean, that's pretty much what they're there for. And it's a hidden, not a hidden. It's a secret view into something that you would never ever catch
but
anywhere
not a view.
else. Yeah.
So one thing they don't get to watch.
It's like being a fly on the wall. While we talk about Ron said, yes, she did. See, Ron's paying attention. See, I told you did. Okay. It's like being a fly on the wall as we sit around and actually just have a conversation between ourselves. It's weird. I never ever would have thought we'd do the podcast thing, honestly. And it was just one of those things. Erin and I were actually listening to a podcast. Erin said, you need to listen to this podcast. So I listened to it. I came back in the house and I said, we could do this. Why?
I know, and I was like, I was going to tell you that we could do this.
Yeah, so
it was meant to be.
Yeah, so. The easiest way to find the podcast, go to iTunes, go to whatever you're listening to your podcast on, search for Beyond the Ranch, and you'll find
Gosh,
the
your
podcast.
phone is just...
My phone is like blowing up.
Oh, yeah. And it's not the weather, because that quit. Who lives across the house? So my mom lives up here. It's a blue house. Across the highway, we have another blue house. It's a rental house. It's empty right now. We're working on getting it fixed up.
Yeah. There's plans for it, trust me.
Yeah, there's plans.
There's plans. We'll leave it at that. Because
Don't you love it when people are like, there's stuff, but we can't tell you. Sorry.
Yeah, it's empty. There's plans. Blake sent me a thing. He searched for Beyond. Oh, never mind.
He said he's a dumbass. Agree.
Blake, come on.
Did you find it?
He must have.
You're
Beyond the Ranch.
Yeah.
Beyond the Ranch. Search for it on your favorite podcast player. And it's a lot of fun. We don't make any money off of it. Nothing comes out of the podcast.
I've seen a few questions today about how do we make money from YouTube. Yes, we do make money from YouTube. Mm-hmm. Every time you guys watch an ad, or even if you skip an ad, we get a percent. Just like we talked about the super chats, we get a percentage. We get a percentage of the advertising revenue. We get some fractions of a penny every time you watch an ad.
Right.
So thank you for watching the ads.
Yes. And thank you for your super chats tonight, guys. That was awesome.
Awesome.
Honestly, I was just so excited about, getting the belt buckles and, being able to talk about what we have coming up that I just want doing the sticker thing. I was expecting like $2 super chats.
Yeah, we would have.
And I was actually afraid that when I thought of this in my brain was going around earlier when I was thinking about this, and I was like, I'm going to do stickers for super chats. I thought for sure we would get 500 $1 super chats, and you would be like, you son of a yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to. We need envelopes.
We do need them. We ran out of envelopes. We did our big belt buckle giveaway, and if you go back and look at those giveaways, you can actually see who the winners there. We've been emailing the winners and sending out belt buckles, so all of our
there's a few sitting on the counter that need to go out before we go on vacation. Yeah, Nashka just brought up Patreon. You can support us on Patreon, and that is not as Patreon takes very little. Their cost share is
I mean, if you really want to support us and you want to help us out with what we're doing, then Patreon's the way to do it. And Patreon is kind of goofy. It's a monthly deal, so you can say I'm giving $1 a month because I like this channel and I want to support what they're doing. So you can do $1 a month, and we get 97 cents of that $1, as opposed to a super chat or anything else through YouTube, or
but
they take a big chunk.
Not saying. I mean, obviously, we appreciate the YouTube partner share program. I mean,
I think YouTube works because YouTube does all the work for us, and that's why I would never bash on YouTube because they host it, they do all. If I put this on our website, this would never have happened for us. So without YouTube, we would never be where we're at today. The other side of things is, yes, they do take a chunk of it, and that's fine because they do have an overhead as well. So enough. Yeah, we love YouTube. Yay, YouTube.
All right. So yeah, if you want to support us on Patreon, we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats tonight. If you email us, we will send you your sticker.
No pretending you're somebody else.
Yeah.
I'll catch on to that.
We do have record of who super chatted.
We can't go back and look yet.
So thank you guys. Yeah, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
You're just reading what Ron
Reddit.
put up. You're totally
Thanks,
out
Ron.
here.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, all that stuff. It's all there. Thanks to everybody for coming out tonight. God, I wish I could just go through the whole entire list and be like, thanks, Tom. Thanks, Case Farmer. Thanks, Lori. Thanks, Chunkman, for the $50 super
he
chat.
wants to know if his sticker can be signed.
By who? I have some contacts, man. I could maybe get it signed by somebody. You know how much crap I caught? I didn't even realize it, but in that hay video, I had a picture of Charlie Daniels behind me. And I was digging. I was actually cleaning in the shop. I'm going to do this.
Oh
really
my
quick.
gosh!
I was cleaning in the
so
shop
bad at
and found these stupid pictures. So there's a stack. If you look really close, there's a stack of them there. And Charlie Daniels just happened to be on the top, and I just set them there. I totally forgot about it. Yeah. So I was looking at today, and I'm like, Charlie Daniels, Blake Shelton, Tim McGraw, and they're all signed autograph pictures and stuff like that. And I was like, you know what? I should just start giving these away. Because nobody He's like, who wants? We're just going to auction stuff off. I got Tim McGraw and Faith Hill here. Mackenzie will sign autographs. Mackenzie will sign autographs. And Mackenzie might have something big coming up as well. So, and she does.
Oh,
we're totally teasing.
We do have a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes, but it takes so long. And it sucks that we're even talking about it.
We shouldn't. I get excited about this stuff. It is really cool. We have cool stuff going on that's just like, I wish I could tell everybody about it, but I can't.
It's months away from now. It takes
months
so
and years. Yeah.
Cool stuff, though.
Anyway.
Thank you guys for coming out.
Yeah, and we're gonna post a deal on the community tab asking everybody, all 30,000, they're now 28,000 subscribers.
28,000. You know what's crazy? Gillette.
Oh my God! Really? Oh, jeez. Oh.
I'm sorry. Tangent. Gillette is our nearest town. That's the city that we call home. In the last census it was 32,000.
I know, that's crazy.
We are almost as big
as the town.
As Gillette.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be wild if we did pass them? It might.
Thank you guys for subscribing.
Congratulations again to Zach. Thanks to everybody for coming out, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Next live stream is in 2 weeks. Podcast is out tomorrow.
Dear Mike. Wow.
Dear Mike.
Is every live stream Q&A structured? Most of them are. We have our weird little things that we want to talk about when we come in about, we want to talk about the belt buckles. We want to talk about stickers. We want to talk about beef jerky. We want to give away our FLIR to Zach, which he hasn't said if I could open it yet. We want to do that. We have somewhat of a structure that we want to stick with, but live streams are about you guys. I mean, we kind of figured that out from the very beginning. Our very first live streams weren't even live. If you go back and look at the very first ranch talks, they weren't even live. No. We had questions that we had taken from emails.
One thing I would do want to say, we're on vacation next week. Our posting schedule might be a bit erratic.
Yeah, we're gonna try to do something. So it should be fun.
But like us on Facebook or Instagram, we'll have stuff up on there while we're gone.
Yep.
So thank you guys.
Everybody have a great night.
Yes, Zach, we saw the pictures of the Twister and Laramie.
Who said that?
Zach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Erin was showing to me on Facebook. They're ridiculous. You can go to, I don't know where she found them, Laramie's Facebook page. Does Laramie have a Facebook? Do cities have Facebook pages?
Well, City of Gillette does.
Okay. So maybe you can find them on there.
What is the country? 1066 Cowboy Country?
I don't remember. Google Laramie tornado.
Yeah. I saw it on my Weather Channel app had it today.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wow. So anyway, thanks to our moderators. Thanks for Blake was here. I think he split. He had a video to edit. I think he has a new video coming out tomorrow. So guy in Wyoming, check him out. Thanks to Ron for coming out and give us a hand.
Thank you everyone who's super chatted.
Chicago PD.
Support your local police.
Support your local police department. Not by paying fines and stuff like that. I mean, that does support them, really, but it's kind of a backwards way.
So many tangents tonight. We're back. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you for coming out.
We'll see you
I missed a moderator. Bob, Nash guy. Thanks for helping us out tonight. Thanks to everybody. We're going to be back in 2 weeks with another live stream this weekend. We have a video coming up on Sunday, and we'll be back on. Am I going to have a project list on Tuesday? I should have.
Depends how much editing you get done before we go on vacation.
We'll see. So thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Till next time. Have a great week, and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.